Hey, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how professionals can start and scale a property business in less than 18 months using my wealth creation formula. Here, I'm all about building people, creating opportunities, and helping you create generational wealth. I'm going to be talking about how professionals can go from a novice to pro. I'm going to show you exactly how I became a successful property investor and became a personal value. And I'm going to be sharing with you as well as behind closed doors property investment strategies that can provide you high profitable cash flowing portfolio. And I'm going to share with you exactly how you can fast track your property success using OPM, other people's money. I'm sure you guys are really excited right now, especially if you can learn the skills of learning exactly how you can use other people's money to scale and grow your property business. It's very simple. I'm going to be sharing with you unique approach that removes confusion on how to scale a property business. Just like 1, 2, 3. 3 major steps that enables anyone who is looking to build a property business or become property entrepreneur to become a 6-figure property business entrepreneur. Now, it begins with number 1, getting knowledge, which is the biggest part of being a property entrepreneur. It's all about having the knowledge and it's about you setting a plan. Now, the reality of property is that most times when you hear about property entrepreneurship or becoming a property investor, the biggest reason why people fail is that they usually do not have a plan. They usually do not set themselves a realistic plan, knowing that it could take up to a year, 2 to 3 to 4 years to doing this. So I will be helping you eliminate the instant gratification mentality of getting into property and becoming wealthy today, but enabling you to create a 5-year plan. And the final step is I'm going to be sharing exactly how to raise finance and to create a cash flowing property business with an income in your bank account, month in, month out, year in, year out. Now, the strategies I'm going to be talking about using the first 3 steps that I mentioned, which is getting knowledge and as well as getting knowledge, setting myself a 5-year plan and raising finance allowed me to build a property portfolio in the region of about £7 million in other 60 months. You see why the 60 months is so important? Now, over the last couple of years, probably if you've never heard about me before, you've never seen me before, maybe if you check me out on media, you would see that year in, year out, we have been able to grow significantly in our personal property business. Now, I currently manage under just 100 tenancy in our management arm of our business and with a gross rental income month in, month out over £40,000. And as you can see there, in just 1 month alone, we had over £126,000 in turnover. And as well as the other screenshot you can see there is, again, an evidence of a private investor investing around about £125,000 into our business, which we then use to acquire properties. And you too are going to be learning exact steps and exact way that I've been able to do this over the last 60 months. Now, before we go into it, I always love to share this. My results are not typical, and your result will vary from mine. What does this mean? When a lot of people come to some of these free masterclasses, they start to think, tomorrow they're going to have XYZ without knowing that they will require to put in the hard work. As I mentioned on our 3-step process, the number 1 is getting knowledge. Number 2 is setting yourself a 5-year plan. And as well as on the final one was raising money. Once you are able to do all of this, then maybe, you could be in a place where you can actually compare both results or even supersede my personal results. So my results are not typical, and I do not say that 1 minute you'll be able to do the same, but you can do much more. It hasn't just worked for me, what I'm about to teach you, what I'm about to talk about, the conversation you and I are about to have. It hasn't just worked for me, but it has worked for many others. My method have been proven and can be implemented all around the UK. Now, here is Anthony Howell. Anthony Howell went from running a security business to becoming a property entrepreneur and became our very first property portfolio millionaire, just applying this same process and these same systems I'm about to teach you. Here is Sandra Maha, a mother of 4 and a full-time accountant turned full-time property entrepreneur. And when she wanted to start, she wasn't aware of how to go from novice to pro. But by coming to this free masterclass, she learned the exact skill I'm about to share with you today. And in just her first 18 months, she created a rent-to-rent property portfolio, which means controlling other people's property that today now generates about £140,000 a year. She also leveraged on the ability to raise finance using other people's money, and she has now gone to grow her personal property portfolio by acquiring assets using other people's money. Here is Aberdeen. As I mentioned before, this process has worked for me and it's worked for so many others. Aberdeen Kosoko wanted to get started in property but did not know exactly how to go from a novice to pro. But by coming to this free masterclass, Aberdeen today has gone from zero to turning over £500,000 gross rental income in his business, H&C Property Solutions Limited. And this just goes to show that anyone can go from zero to even doing £500,000 in a space of 18 months or more. Another case success story is Maxine and Carlene. They joined one of our free masterclass back in 2021, and they joint venture the same year together. So joint venture meaning they partnered up and became business partner, having met during the course of one of our presentations. Today, they have now created a property portfolio in combination of service accommodation and as well as HMO, houses of multiple occupation between London, Kent, and Coventry. Maxine has always wanted to also own her properties. By going through the property wealth creation formula, which I'm going to be sharing with you on this masterclass, Maxine was also able to raise £140,000 from her existing property without the worry of affordability checks and so on and so forth. Today, Maxine and Carlene now generate around over £2,700 and hands-off management in their personal portfolio of assets that they control, and as well as Maxine is on her way to acquiring her first investment property from the £140,000 that she has raised. So, if you are on this training right now, you attended so many different types of masterclasses that were free, webinars, and I'm sure you're feeling probably overwhelmed by lots of information overload and feeling confused, not sure what the market is saying. Obviously, the mortgage rate is the most funny one. A lot of people are not doing property deals at the moment because deals are not stacking up due to the high interest rate. And probably you've been saving for years and still not seeing your money work for you, and you don't know what to do with your money. Probably attending multiple masterclass like this one and still feeling stuck and not being bold enough to jump through the hooks and take action. Not sure which strategy is right for you, and not also sure if you can win or being a foreigner. One of the things I get asked all the time is a lot of people say, because I'm foreigner, I cannot get into property because I haven't got the passport, I haven't got indefinitely, I'm on a working visa, I don't know what to do. Don't worry. We've got you at the end of this conversation. Now, what about AI? AI is another situation. The use of artificial intelligence is replacing a lot of jobs. and you're probably feeling overwhelmed. What's going to happen to your career should AI be replacing your role in your 9 to 5? You may be thinking how you can secure yourself an income and secure the future of your loved ones. So don't worry, we have you and we've got you. Now, your attention has been pulled, in so many different directions, as I mentioned in the previous slide. Don't worry, we've got you, and we're going to help you, give you so much clarity to get yourself started. Now, one of the other things that often happens when you're on this journey to creating financial security, financial abundance, especially using asset class property or even becoming an entrepreneur. And the first thing is that most of us end up in a massive roller coaster, not knowing exactly what to do, how to do it, looking for directions, not knowing exactly what the first step, the second step, the third steps usually are. I love to keep things very, very simple. This is one of the reasons why I spoke about the initial 3 steps process that we offer here at Property Wealth Education, which is number 1, getting knowledge, number 2, setting yourself a 5-year plan, and number 3, raising finance and creating an income for yourself. You're going to learn today how to, number 1, identify which strategies is great starting point for you. Number 2, you're going to learn how to earn 5 to 6 figures in property without using any assets that you own, just like Aberdeen, who got started and scaled his business now to over £500,000 gross turnover a year. What about Sandrine, who has also created a portfolio without ownership before actually going to owning assets, and as well as generating about £140,000 a year. You're going to learn exactly how to leverage your current assets, just like Maxine, as I shared with you in the previous slides, raising about 140K to acquire her investment property. So my Property Wealth Masterclass works for everyone who is on this call. One of the other things that often hold a lot of people back in getting started in property is worrying about having to have large cash available to getting started. Now, if you look at the histories of the most wealthiest people, you would find out one of the things they've learned over time is how to leverage and how to use debt to create wealth. Now, obviously, it's not for everyone who is not aware of how to do this quite creatively and how to do this very intentionally, but it doesn't really matter. But one of the things I'm trying to say to you here on this score, that the first is to soaking yourself in knowledge, the second is to setting yourself a plan, even without having large capital in your bank account. Some of the strategies I'm going to be talking about on this call will allow you to get in yourself on the property ladder. The other thing a lot of people often think about is that, I'm going to need to commit full time. I'm going to need to be 100% in getting started. But did you know that if you were to commit about 2 to 4 hours a day, you can actually become a successful property entrepreneur? So first thing you need is just your ability to commit, and do not worry about committing full time to getting yourself into the property ladder. Now, most times, a lot of newbie entrepreneurs, newbie property investors always think, I need to have lots and lots of experience. Now, many years ago, I was an Uber driver. I had no clue. I had no understanding of getting started in property. But however, I got started, and today I own and control multiple property in my portfolio, and as well as I own multiple properties in my portfolio, which allows me to generate income month in, month out. So whether you've got experience or not doesn't matter. This is why you're here in the first place in this masterclass, to gain some level of information so you can move on. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, I need to own an asset at every given point in time to getting into property. I'm going to be sharing with you property control, how to control other people's property to generate cash flow as a house of multiple occupation, or even controlling other properties as a mini hotel. listing them on Airbnbs. Now, most people often say, before getting into property, I might need to quit my job. You see, I'm going to share you a little bit of a story about this. I became financially secure before sacking my job as an Uber driver. I did not sack my job as an Uber driver, then did property. So what you might need to do here is that you don't need to quit your job. You need to build this side by side with your full-time income without the need of quitting your job. And once this income supersedes your 9 to 5, then you can consider quitting your job. So you do not need to be quitting your job to become a property entrepreneur. As I mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, one thing, I'm a Nigerian, by the way. I'm an immigrant from Nigeria. And one of the things a lot of people always ask me once upon a time is, or every now and then, by the way, is, oh, I have a working visa. I have a tier 3 or tier 2 visa. What can I do? Can I still get into property? It doesn't matter. As long as you have the ability to get the knowledge, there are creative ways you can joint venture, which means you can collaborate with others and you can still get into property without worrying so much excessively about British citizenship or British nationality in order for you to get into property. There are always creative ways on how to get started in property. The other question is, people say, do I need a university degree to become a property investor? Well, depending on what your mindset is saying to you right now. Now, I have no qualifications at all in real estate. Everything I have done in property, I became educated in them. I got myself knowledge in order for me to do it. So you do not need to have a degree to getting yourself started in property. So I'm sure you're waiting and saying, who is this individual screaming at you this hour of the day, depending on the time you're watching or where you're watching this from. Some people watching from, from America, Canada, wherever you're watching from. You might be wondering, who is this individual? My name is Dr. Daniel Moses. Well, you might also be wondering, what is he doctoring? I'll save that conversation by the end of this masterclass. So my name is Dr. Daniel Moses, and I am a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. Just a little bit about me. You might be wondering, I've spoken a lot so far, but who am I? Now, before my success, which I'm going to be sharing with you in a minute, it has taken me 17 plus years of hard graft. My journey of transitioning from many failed businesses, from many businesses that did not work in my way or either in my favor. One of the reasons why I even spoke about nationality just now, I am originally a Nigerian immigrant from Nigeria. I have been through the similar roller coaster that I already shared about at the beginning of this conversation we're having with you. So my life has been roller coaster after roller coaster until I decided to make a change in my life. At some point, I lost everything. I became an Uber driver, driving over 18 hours a day, Monday to Sunday, just to make ends meet. And I had to build everything back. And over the last 5 years, I have been having the most amazing time of my life, creating a massive success. And you too, at the end of this masterclass, can either you're looking to scale and we're going to go through scale, or you're looking to grow, we're going to go to grow, or you're looking to start, we're going to help you get started. So anything is possible in getting your property journey started. Regardless of where you are, anything is possible. Now, I found that this process was never scalable. I thought it was very difficult at some point in my life when I got started, when I wanted to become successful as a property entrepreneur. But what I found was that it is very, very scalable. As long as you are able to set yourself a plan, you are able to, raise finance, create enough income in your journey, anyone can actually build the life that you truly want with enough money, enough time, and freedom to do what you love. So, why should you listen to me? Over the last 5 years, I've been a property investor, and this has allowed me to create long-term wealth and build a business with a net worth of just around 7 million. I currently run a mentorship community, which is called the Wealth Circle, and the members in this community has also built a portfolio in the region of excess of over £4 million. I'm an award-winning author. I've been featured in several business articles. I've been featured on Yahoo Finance, CNBC News, Business Day, Punch, News Africa. Anyone can get started in property. So you see, anyone can get started in property without heavily investing in mentorship, coaching, trainings. And I'm going to be talking about our online Wealth University, where you can get started straight away after this free property masterclass. So you can get the knowledge you really truly deserve. Set yourself a 5-year plan, and as well as raise money and to create income in your business. I have been able to eliminate stress and pressure that I had once upon a time as an Uber driver that has now allowed me to live exceptional lifestyle of my dream. Being able to, do the basic things that we all should enjoy doing, taking our families on holiday, driving the most, exotic cars, skiing, and just being able to create something that I never thought was possible. And you too can do the same, or you too can get more. For those of you who are already at this level, you can get even more for yourself. In the past 5 years, I've written 2 books. My first book, which became an Amazon bestseller, teaches anyone today how to get started with little or no money, rent to rent made easy. I've been featured on The Guardian, London Reporter. As I mentioned previously, I'm a multiple award-winning entrepreneur, and I've been featured on multiple articles. Now, I also mentioned before that I'm a member of the Forbes Coaches Council 2023, and we currently host the Wealth and Business Podcast, which we give a lot of free value information, especially personal development and how to transition from the ordinary to the extraordinary. So, here is a particular case scenario of a deal that we've done over the past using other people's money. Here is a particular property we bought in Bromley, BR2. It was a 3-bed detached property converted into a 6-bedroom HMO using none of my own money at all. Basically means I found an investor who's got money, and they gave me the money that I needed to use as deposit, legal costs, and all the costs involved in property acquisition, and as well as paying for my stamp duty and paying for the refurbishment. Property price was £450,000. The build cost £185,000. Professional fees and other costs £20,000. Stamp duty and deposit. Altogether, refurbishing this property from a 3-bedroom house into a 6-bedroom C4 use with 6 bedrooms, 6 ensuites, property revalued at £950,000, and I was able to pull out £355,000, and this property today generates in excess of over £5,850 per calendar month, £70,000 gross income per year, using none of my own money. So today I'm sitting on an asset that investors has funded, and I've paid them that back money, and now I enjoy £70,000 gross of rental income year in, year out before expense and tax. Now, for me, I chose the easy way. The easy way meaning I wanted to get started. I wanted to do exactly what you're here to learn, and I chose the easy way. And I did not decide to learn just today and then go and do it on the hard way. So my talk to you, my advice to you is that sometimes we always think about, getting these mini masterclasses here and there and actually not investing in ourselves, and chose to then go and figure it out. Whereas you can actually, make a decision by the end of this masterclass today to probably want to want to get started as soon as possible on the Property Wealth University, which is the easy way, learn exact step by step using the Property Wealth Creation formula to getting started rather than going to learn everything on YouTube or picking up people's brain, which is usually the hard way. So I do highly recommend that you choose to go the easy way rather than the hard way. So who is this for? It's for people who are looking to create generational wealth, people who are looking to free up their time, people who want more to life than just the 9 to 5. If you're looking to know how I bought property with none of my own money, then this is for you. However, I always also cater for the other part as well, right? So this masterclass is not for you if you are closed-minded. If you're closed-minded thinking no one is going to be able to invest with you or lift you up, then this is not for you. If you're someone who's looking for a quick fix, I need to get into property because I need to, make money today, then this is not for you. And people who do not want to invest in themselves, people who want everything free and not wanting to invest financially in their education, then this is not for you. My goal for this training is to help you understand the 4 secrets of building wealth, which I have used to grow my personal property portfolios and as well as most of the case studies that I showed to you. Example, Anthony, Sandrine, and much more. I want to help you learn how to replace your annual income in 3 major steps to 6-figure property entrepreneur between 12 to 18 months. And finally, I want to provide you access to my Property Wealth Online University, where you can get instant training knowledge at the end of this free property masterclass. So I'll take a pause at this minute. Who here in this room right now is feeling like, yes, I really want this? Great. I thought so. Everybody is saying yes. Fantastic. So let's move on. Again, my intention is to break this down in the most simplest way in 3 forms. Number 1 is helping you get the knowledge that you need. And number 2 is to help you understand the importance of having a plan. And number 3 is to raise finance and create an income. Because not every time you have to have the money to do it. You should learn how to raise money. You may be thinking, I get it. I need the knowledge. I need to set a plan and I need to raise money. But is now still a great time? Is now still a great time to invest in property? One of the biggest questions I get asked all the time is now still a great time? Yes, indeed. The UK needs over 140,000 affordable homes built year in, year out. The UK population is being projected by 2033 to be 77 million. There will always be less stock of property in the property UK market. The rental market is on fire right now. You need to learn how to make benefit and receiving passive or residual income through property. Finally, regardless of what the interests are saying, it's always very important to know what your exits are. As long as you can understand these 5 points, yes, the property market, there is never a greatest time to get started other than right now. Because the last time was 20 years ago. Or someone who is watching right now or listening right now, oh, I should have done property 20 years ago, but you never did. So this is the right time to get into property. Now, what is OPM that you've heard me talk about all the time throughout this presentation so far? OPM simply means other people's money. Now, other people's money means your ability to pitch your property investment ideas to the likes of your friend, the likes of your wife, the likes of your husband, the likes of your work colleagues, the people you know, and as well as your social network. Being able to pitch that idea to them in the right way. And these people will definitely be looking at parting with their money that they're not earning anything right now in the bank. So you can use that to acquire assets. Now, most people often ask me, why should anyone give you money? But because you've got the knowledge, you set the right plan, and you have set a very clear intention that you're looking to use their money as a deposit to buy an asset, and then probably use their money for the refurbishment, and then go into the bank, who is the lender, for much more of the money. For example, 75% or 70% of the difference. So the easiest way to look at this is, if you're looking to acquire an asset, you need 75% of the bank's money, which is a mortgage, and then you can go and meet your friends, your family, your husband, your aunties, your uncle, your social network, to give you the 25% difference to put down as deposit so you can get a mortgage, and then use some of that 25%, depending on what you're able to raise, as a deposit towards owning an asset. But obviously there are levels to this. There are deeper compliance and due diligence in order to structure this correctly. But this is exactly how other people's money work. Exactly how I've been able to acquire multiple properties over the last 5 years. Here's an example of an inflow of £125,000 coming through from one of our investors. Just a typical example. And I have more that I can show to you as you go through our Property Wealth University program. Now, having spoken about OPM, other people's money, I want to also share with you how you can get started in property today. Property sourcing is a strategy that allows you to finding discounted property deals that gives you, the investor or an investor, a higher investment. It just basically means you're operating almost like a lettings agent. The lettings agent makes an income when they sell a property or when they rent a property. So you're providing a solution either by selling, or you're providing a solution by sourcing discounted property deals, or you're finding a discounted rented property for people who are looking to control other people's property. Property sourcing is helping buyers find the right property that gives them great return. You're basically getting paid for your time and your money. Why do property sourcing strategy works, and why should anyone right now be thinking about getting started using property sourcing? Number one, you do not need large amounts of money to getting started. You only just need to get compliance. All right. Getting compliance means you need to be a member of the property redress scheme, becoming anti-money laundering qualified, and setting up a business and having the appropriate insurance policies in place to protect you. And you can start generating between £2,000 to £5,000 for introducing a deal to a property investor, someone who is looking for a property deal that is unable to do it themselves, somebody who is looking to get started in property but haven't got the knowledge. So you can present them with a property opportunity and you can benefit between £2,000 up to £5,000. You become a master at finding property transaction deals. You can build great relationship with investors, and ideally great for you to find other people's money and collaborate with them. This is one of the reasons why property sourcing is a great property strategy. Here is a typical example of a deal. So you can see there, it says Chatterton Road, Dr. Daniel Moses, payment has been made, £3,000. There you go, screenshot, boom, money in the bank account. This just shows you how quickly you can build relationship, boom, the money's in. And this is my team having a conversation with myself. The next one is property consultancy. A lot of people often say, okay, I want to get to property. But as I mentioned, not every single time you need to own the asset. You can think about controlling or providing a service. And another way you can generate income month in, month out, is by becoming a property consultant. And you can become a property consultant, you have to be good at selling, you have to be a good salesperson, and obviously you have to be good at finding investors. So because you're basically helping investors to find their dream home, even as a first-time buyer market, property that needs refurbishment, and you can then become a project manager, providing them advice and helping them to achieve their development goals, or even helping them to build a property portfolio without the need of getting yourself into ownership. You're providing a service whereby you consult to someone who's looking to buy their first home, somebody who's looking to increase their property portfolio, somebody who's looking to do other bigger deals in property, and you get paid a fee. Usually the best way of getting started in property. Here is a typical case scenario of one of our graduates, Florence Eben. She got started with little savings, and over the last 18 months, Florence has generated over £50,000 gross sale whilst learning to become a full-time property consultant, managing projects, developing properties across England. And here is some of our results. So in December 2022, you can see right there, she won Project Manager of the Year, and as well as helping other people to actually get development planning approvals with different councils. And you can see where she wrote a message here on her Instagram handle: "My sincere gratitude to Property Wealth for this honor award. To everyone of your amazing support and encouraging that you have helped me through the past years to work hard and be committed to achieving great things." So you can clearly see right there of her sharing with our social media community of what she's been able to achieve, and obviously giving Property Wealth Education a massive shout out right there. Now, the fourth property strategy I want to talk about as well is the rent-to-rent HMO strategy. I spoke about property control earlier. Now, the rent-to-rent strategy, which I wrote a great book about, the Rent-to-Rent Made Easy, allows you to leverage on properties that you do not own. The rent-to-rent means that you don't need to own the asset. All you need to do is to find a property, all right, that is owned by a landlord who is tired of tenants disturbing their lives every now and then, giving them all the hassle, and offer them a secured rent with their permission for you to turn that property into a house of multiple occupation. And this is where you rent on a room by room basis. And as well as you can rent this property as a service accommodation, which is an alternative to a hotel. This clearly allows you to generate cash flow from properties that you do not own. Here again is Aberdeen, which I showed you guys earlier, who built his property portfolio currently in excess of over 19 properties in HMOs, generating over £500,000 gross rental income month in, month out. He started this journey since 2019, and today he now works full-time for his business with over 5 to 6 employees in his business. Again, this is Maxine and Carlin, which I spoke earlier at the beginning of this presentation, who have also been able to utilize the same property strategy to escaping a 9-to-5 stress, pressure, and building themselves an income currently and still growing in the region of over £2,700 per month. Here is Sandrine as well, who has been able to utilize this strategy. So you can see what she says. Apologies for the late night reply. It has been one of those days. I finally done it. You are the best coach. And I then respond, wow, wow, wow. Massive congratulations. Sandrine as well won an award at the Property Wealth Gala and Awards in 2022 last year for doing an amazing things in our property journey. So guys, we're moving quite towards the end of this presentation, and I wanted to share my wealth creation strategy, which is one of the biggest of every other single strategy I've talked about earlier. We call this strategy here the wealth creation or rather the wealth builder, the wealth creation formula, the wealth creation strategy, aka the wealth builder. I love this strategy because this strategy allowed me go from not owning any assets to owning assets in the region of almost £7 million. Now, the buy, refurbish, refinance strategy simply means you buy, you refurb, you rent, you refinance, and you just keep repeating. And the beauty about this strategy is if you are able to raise money, if other people are able to loan you money to invest in your business, it simply means you're basically owning properties for free. Now, the buy, refurbish, finance strategy simply allows you to buy properties that are run down, add value, and then refinance them for a higher valuation or a higher return, depending on how you want or what you want to call it. Now, the buy, refurbish, finance strategy allows you to pull out 50% of whatever capital that you employed, meaning whatever amount of money that you invested. Example, if you invested £100,000, the buy, refurbish, finance strategy allows you to get back £50,000 within a space of 6 to 9 months of owning properties, or sometimes even pulling out 100% of the capital that you've invested, which means you can end up owning assets for free. Yes, you heard me, completely for free. The buy, refurbish, refinance does not mean you have to sell. It means you have to leverage on the new value, meaning you're just going back to the bank to increase the loan on the property based on the value you've added, which then allows you to pay off it. And the beauty about this strategy is that regardless of the amount of your refinance, you do not need to pay tax on it because you do not pay tax on borrowed funds. You only pay tax on income that you earn. So you can buy refurbished HMOs, you can buy refurbished to single family dwelling, you can buy refurbished into care home, and you can buy refinance into assisted living. And here is exactly one of our graduates who done this similar deal. Charlie Ray Smith. He bought a property within 8 months of becoming a member of my mentoring circle. I showed him step by step on how to raise money, and Charlie raised £160,000 under my mentorship within 12 months, purchased his first property, £430,000, and then spent about £125,000 on the refurb, pulling out £200,000 after the property was fully refurbished. This property today now generates over £60,000 income ever since Charlie has done the deal. This deal, by the way, was done in 2021. So Charlie now generates over £60,000 gross rental income from this just one property. So you might be wondering right now, is still a great time to do any of these property strategies? Yes, absolutely. You can buy property as long as you're adding value, and you can buy to refurb into HMOs, you can buy to refurbish into assisted living, care home, holiday let, as I mentioned previously in the previous slides. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're still feeling very pumped. And these are just simple steps of bringing awareness how you can transition from a novice to a pro property investor. And one of the things I have been very passionate about is to continue to spread this awareness to many individuals. As you can see there, these are our live events, our live 3-day seminars where we usually bring people into the rooms after most people have gone through different online programs with ourselves where they want to come in the room and take a lot of actions. So as you can see here, these are photographs from our live training sessions where we've been able to help impact so many professionals just like yourself who are transitioning to becoming a professional property investors. As we mentioned, going from a novice to becoming a pro property investor. One of the other things that drives me is the impact I'm also now making in others to show them what is also possible, especially some of you who have listened to this masterclass and you feel inspired and motivated to taking your life by your hand into getting into real estate. The thing about property is one of the most guaranteed wealth asset creation class across the globe. And regardless of the negativity that we're all hearing at the news at the moment, or regardless of what the market is saying, if you understand property investments can be done creatively, it is the easiest way to build that long-time wealth for yourself. Now, I'm able to make impact, as I mentioned. That's my wife, my lovely kids, and as well as my community. From time to time, I run a small community of mentorship where we help people grow and scale their businesses. One of my very proud moments is that I've recently been named the top Nigerian diaspora business icon of the year 2022. And that just goes to show what we've been doing is getting heard, is getting seen, and many lives have been changed. So guys, having spoken for probably the last 40 minutes or so, now you have two options to taking this from here. Number one, change nothing and nothing changes. And number two is to take action and see those incremental steps transform your life, your business by building a side property business or eventually going into full property entrepreneurship. So I often say this, it's better to take option number two rather than to stay in option number one, where you're basically not changing anything and nothing is happening in your life, in your business, in your money, and so on and so forth. So I highly recommend take action and see a positive change happens in your life. So ladies and gents, what do we really offer, having been speaking over the last 40 plus minutes or so? Now, I'm going to be talking about how we can help you take this a bit further. You've been here, you've listened, you've learned, you've taken notes. We offer a more step-by-step process for anyone, any stage of your journey, whether you're a newbie, experienced entrepreneur, or individuals just starting their property journey. With strategies I have shown you today, we offer more in-depth training, and you can get started straight away on the back of attending this free property masterclass. If I have your permission, give me a thumbs up so I can tell you what next step to take in doing this for yourself and see yourself win incrementally, going in accordance with your 5-year plan. So, our property consultancy course gives you the ability to learn exactly the registration process of your company, how to become compliant, what are the different types of consultancy that you can offer, how much you can charge, how to find your clients, how to deliver your service, and much more is involved in the process of becoming a property consultant. So the online university program gives you instant access to how you can literally walk through step by step in setting up your business. What are the ways to generate engagement with your investors or clients to monetize that process, means getting paid. It's valued in the region of £997 alone. Now, the second part of this section as well is that we offer a property sourcing program. Again, it's valued at £999. This also gives you all the information, the learnings that you need to building your property compliantly. It teaches you how to find the deals, what type of deals to find, how to qualify your investors, how to market and advertise your deals, what types of deals to source, and plus much more. The rent-to-rent part of the training in our online university portal also again gives you how to run and manage your rent-to-rent business, from how to find the deals, how to secure it, what to say, what not to say, what to do and what not to do, how to find tenants, how to manage a property, again, how to use other people's money. So at any given point in time, you might need money to get started in rent-to-rent, but again, you don't have to have the money sitting in your bank account, and the rent-to-rent online mastery gives you and much more how to build your business using rent-to-rent, which is valued at £997, by the way. And finally, ladies and gents, the Buy, Refurbish, Refinance course on our online mastery, or rather our online university, gives you the ability to knowing how to buy the right properties, understanding the referral process, understanding the refinance process, finding how to use other people's money, how to make your first 100K from one property transactions. This is also valued at £997. So, on a nutshell, ladies and gents, I'm going to be giving you guys the instant access to our online university. In there, you're going to have access to property consultancy. You're going to have access to our property wealth builder, which is BRRR, and as well as property deal sourcing, rent to rent as well. The total value of this program is £3,988. Now, this is an online university program, by the way. It's not physical contact. It gives you instant access where you can go and take the initial foundational learning that you need to get started straight away. So, the actual bundle, it's valued, as I mentioned, for $3,999. But for today, what you need to do, the link is going to be posted right now where you can have access to this offer for £399, and you're going to get instant straight away access into our Property Wealth Online University, where you're going to learn all you need to know: how to become a property consultant, how buy, refurbish, refinance, which is our wealth creation master formula, aka the wealth builder, how I went from zero to building a property portfolio using none of my own money to the region of almost, or actually more than £7 million. You're going to learn exactly how the likes of many others have been able to use property sourcing to generate cash flow in their property business, and then using that money to do rent to rents. And you're going to learn about rent to rent as well. So the offer bundle is £399, and you can click on the link right now. Okay, you can click on the link right now where it says offers, and you can get yourself started. You can get yourself started straight away. The link is going to expire in next 10 minutes. So make sure you click on the link and go and get yourself this offer straight away to getting yourself started. And I cannot wait, like ladies and gentlemen, I can truly not wait to see you win, get a testimonial from you. And who knows, I want to have you on my slide to showing that yes, you can too, to the online property wealth masterclass, and you have gone out there to win and win really big. By the way, one final bonus offer is at the end of you consuming those entire knowledge packaged on the Property Wealth University online, you're going to have the opportunity to book a free 1-hour consultation call with myself and my team, Kevin. And we're going to coach you, help you gain total clarity for anything that you learned that did not make sense or that you could not really connect. So we're going to help you connect that during our 1-hour call together. I hope this makes sense and this makes really, really great value for you. 1 hour with myself or Kevin or any other member of my team to help you gain total clarity based on what you've learned from the online university portal. So as I mentioned before, you get the entire online university program with the rent-to-rent, property sourcing, buy, refurbish, refinance, and property consulting, plus an hour free strategy call with myself. So I mentioned earlier the link was already on the offer section, but what you can do now, you can actually bring out your phones. So you can grab your phone and just, you can bring out your phone, and what you can do is you can scan. And when you do scan, what usually happens is I'm just actually going to bring out my camera so I can show you exactly what that looks like. So let's see. Okay. So there we go. So there we go. I've just clicked on it, and you got the link straight away. All right, you got the link straight away. Get yourself registered. Have instant access to the class, and we'll see you on the other side. Also spread your cost. Okay, so you can buy now and pay later on this program. So basically spread your cost of £399 across either 12 months option, or you can actually spread your cost on a 3 months plan. So again, if you want to buy the course and split the payment so that it's not heavy on you, whatever your situation might be, you have the option to pay in 3 installments, or you have the option to pay in 12 installments, or you can pay straight away if you've got the money in your bank account. So guys, I really want to say thank you so much for staying to the end of this property wealth creation masterclass. Please do not hesitate to connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and our website as well. So the website is www.propertywe.co.uk. I want to say thank you again for joining and for staying to the end of this masterclass. I'll see you, and I cannot wait to celebrate your success, and I'll see you at the top. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic day.